Today we are looking at Cursor and Windsurf, two top AI-enabled IDEs that looks and works pretty similar on the surface level. However, there's a lot of confusion, comments, suggestions in the developer community like Reddit and Twitter, which one works on which scenario. In this video, I'm going to do a head-to-head comparison between both the tools and figure out which one works best for your scenario as well. Let's dive deep into the video. Alright, so I've got both the IDs open in front of me. In front of you, there's the black one, which is Cursor, and this is the white one, which is Windsurf. So what I'm going to ask is, I've got the same repository open in both the IDE. So I've got a repository of a front end, and over here also same. It has already got the contact page. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to ask it to create a contact page, make a contact form, and API route with Zod validation. I'm going to do the same to Windsurf as well. The idea is that both of them has got the same prompt, and the contact page is already created. So I'm going to hit enter over here. I'm going to hit enter over here as well and see how both of them kind of react. So as you can see, Cursor is fairly fast. This is still in the thinking mode, and it has already started to plan what are the to-dos. It is saying that I'll help you create a contact form with API validation and Zod as well. Zod is already installed, and it is straight away got into the last step of the to-do list. Over here, it has done something. It has not given us a plan that what it's going to do. Over here, it has given us a to-do list as well, that what all it's going to do and what all is completed. On the same hand, Cursor has started generating or started suggesting what to install in terms of library or framework and what are the code changes, and it is asking me to make the changes where to test whether it works or not. Over here, it is already starting to create the form as well and starting to make the code changes as well. So when it comes to speed, I think over here and understanding the context, in this particular case, Cursor is kind of ahead of Windsurf when it comes to understanding the context a little better. So as you can see that now it is able to create the page as well, wherein Windsurf kind of stopped that whether you would like me to implement or explain as well. All right, that was the first one. Now the next one which I want to give a prompt is something related to UI. So let's say I'm going to give to the Windsurf to create simple white project, add a note-taking app with folder structure. These are some of the functionality like note list has to be there, input box has to be there, and UI suggestion as well, that add a search bar and all of that. I'm going to give the same prompt to Cursor as well. I'm going to hit enter, and I'm going to hit enter over here as well. Let's see which one works faster, which one works provides us with a little cleaner UI. So in the Windsurf, if you notice that it's saying that these are the libraries you needed, you got to install the dependencies and whatnot, and started to generate the code as well. Let's look at the Cursor as well. Now what I really like is it has got to the to-dos. It tells what it is going to. So it's going to start with creating the white project, creating a sort of a centered layout, and implement notes functionality. And then it is asking me to run the templates or the libraries which it wants to install. Over here, it has given me at the end, would you like me to continue? And probably I'll say yes, but I probably as a junior developer or a mid-level developer, I would like to understand that what it's going to create at the beginning rather than at the end. So over here, it is started to generate code, and it is still doing it. And in the Cursor, it is starting to install the new libraries, and then it's gonna create the project and then move on to the next step as well. All right, so over here in the Windsurf, it is already looks like it is done with the code changes. It is asking me whether to install and start the web server or not, so I'm gonna say yes. And over Cursor, it's still kind of thinking. So when it comes to creating a brand new feature, looks like Cursor kind of behaved a little sloppy, and Windsurf is kind of taking a lead by already making the changes and asking whether it wants us to start the project or not. Not going to start it because everybody knows how note-taking app kind of works. There's tons of example, but what I'm trying to show over here is the context aware is kind of is better, looks like in Windsurf compared to Cursor, which is still kind of in the thinking mode. I'm going to skip it and probably move into the next scenario as well. All right, next one which I wanted to showcase you, and you can probably try out. This is specifically helpful when you have workflows already created, when you want to guardrail some of the rules onto your organization. So if you go to the Cursor and click on the settings and then go to Cursor setting, on the left hand side, you'll see something called as rules and memory. So if you click on it, you'll find the rules. Now, these are the rules which you can implement. Let's suppose you've got a new developer joined in and he doesn't know the standard coding practices in your team. So what you could do is either you can do it on the user level or you can do in the project, which is the global level. So I'm going to add the rule. It asks me for the file. So I'm going to say my custom rules. As soon as I hit enter, see, it'll create a .mdc file, and over here you can paste all your rules as well. Now over here you can paste your rules. Now how do you get the rules? So if you go to the browser and say cursor directory, you'll see bunch of rules over here. There are more than hundreds of rules available. So if you're working as a TypeScript developer or a Next.js, you can click on the rules and set those benchmarks for your standard. Now we have a Next.js project, so I'm gonna just copy this one right from here. And I'm going to go back to my .mdc file, hit on just paste on these rules. So you are an expert in TypeScript, Node.js, and Next.js. This is the coding standard. This is the naming convention. This is the usage, and this is the syntax. So everything which you could probably think when you are reviewing the PR, you can put those rules into this .mdc file. And whenever next time you're going to ask Cursor to run those rules, it will by default pick up those rules and start making sure that you have all your UI, syntax formatting, and the rules are actually followed. All right, in the Windsurf, if you go to the small little button over here and click on the customization, you see something called as rules over here. You can create the same rules over here. It's a .md file, global rule, and then you can create the workspaces, you can create the rules as well. Now, I'm not sure about the rules directly, just like we have in the cursor, but if you're aware, comment down below that what is the equivalent of cursor.directory in Windsurf. So you can simply start with the description, what are the scopes, and what are the testing standard you probably include. And this is probably the rule which I have applied. One of the other feature which is really super cool in Windsurf is it gives you a browser, inbuilt browser. So you can click on it, build on Chromium itself. So you can do that as well. Another cool feature is that there's a deploy feature in Windsurf, which I could not see in Cursor as of now. If you're aware, drop on the comment and let me know if it is available in Cursor as well. So what I see, you can straight away spin up a Next.js app, and you can probably deploy on your favorite infrastructure platform as well. Could be Netlify, could be Render, or could be Vercel as well. So that's one of the USP of Windsurf as well, if you want to quick start and really start deploying stuff real quick. All right, that's it in terms of the comparison. I hope this was super informative. Let me know which one works best for you. There would be scenario, there's nothing called as one tool fits for all. There could be scenario where Windsurf kind of works for you. On another project, it is kind of Cursor which wins the race. So let me know in the comment which one works best for you. In the meantime, if you like the video, don't forget to subscribe and make sure you comment which one is your favorite tool. I'll see you in the next one. Let's go ahead and check the pricing for both the tools, Windsurf versus Cursor. I've got the pricing for both. So both starts with 0, but the biggest difference is if you look at Windsurf, the Pro version starts at $15 per user per month. However, Cursor starts with $20 per user per month. In terms of feature, it's pretty much same, 500 credit prompts. The SWE model is pretty much free, so you can use it as much as you want. For teams, it is priced at $30 per user per month, and enterprise it starts at as $60. If you go to Cursor, for Ultra, there's no direct comparison with enterprise, but Ultra is as high as 2000. So there's a bigger pricing when it comes to Cursor. For custom, you have to contact their sales team. However, for teams, it starts at $40 per user per month. However, for Windsurf, it is $30 per user per month. So there's roughly $10 of difference when it comes to teams, and roughly $5 of difference when it comes to Pro version as well. Reds, I think Cursor doesn't give you the comparison. However, Windsurf has got a dedicated section that what each particular version of theirs means. Again, for enterprise, more than 200 user, they kind of ask you to reach out to their sales. But for their enterprises, it goes up to $6. Fairly cheaper compared to Cursor. And that's one of the major difference when it comes to pricing. Now, that's it for the comparison between Cursor and Windsurf. Now, if you want to take a deeper look add both the tools. Go check it out. The blog written by Qodo's engineering team, wherein they have done a head-to-head comparison with multiple parameters in place as well. Qodo is an AI agentic code quality platform that works within your favorite IDE. Could be Visual Studio Code, could be IntelliJ, and works within the SCM as well, GitHub repository as well, which suggests quality code aligned with your architecture and coding practices. If you're serious about code quality, code coverage at scale with speed, go check out Qodo, which generates quality code at speed every time with precision. Thank you, and I'll see you in the next one.